When the doors of the Sistine Chapel close, the world holds its breath. The word conclave itself means with a key, a reference to the ancient ritual of locking the cardinals inside until they elect the next pope. But what really happens behind those sealed doors? What do the cardinals see, hear, and feel as they prepare to decide the spiritual leader of over 1 billion Catholics? The conclave is one of the most mysterious and sacred traditions in the Catholic Church, unchanged for centuries yet still shrouded in secrecy. In this video, we reveal the 7 mysteries of the conclave, hidden moments, ancient rituals, and powerful symbols that unfold in silence behind the locked doors of the Sistine Chapel. Number 7. The ritual locking of the doors. Once all the cardinal electors have entered the Sistine Chapel, a voice rings out, "Extra omnes," Latin for everyone out. All non-voting personnel must leave. Then the great wooden doors are closed and locked from the outside. The world is officially shut out. But this act isn't just security, it's spiritual. The locking of the doors marks the transition from earthly noise to divine listening. It is a symbolic death to the world. From this moment, no phones, no press, no conversations with the outside world are allowed. The cardinals are sealed in with their prayers, their conscience, and the Holy Spirit. Historically, this moment was so serious that, in earlier centuries, cardinals were physically walled in, with food passed through slits. Today, though less extreme, the symbolism remains. The conclave is not a meeting, it's a sacred retreat. In the locked doors are the gateway between heaven and earth. Number 6. The Oath of Secrecy. Before the first ballot is cast, each cardinal takes a solemn oath. With his hand on the Gospels, he swears to uphold the secrecy of the conclave, never to reveal anything seen, heard, or discussed during the proceedings. This is not just tradition, it's canon law. Breaking this oath can lead to automatic excommunication. The oath binds them spiritually and morally to silence, both during and after the conclave. Even decades later, cardinals rarely speak of what occurred inside. This mystery deepens the gravity of the moment. It ensures that the vote is not political, not influenced by media or public pressure. The silence creates a sacred space where discernment can flourish. In a world obsessed with leaks and transparency, the Church chooses confidentiality, not for secrecy's sake, but for spiritual protection. Number 5. The Holy Spirit Invocation. As the voting begins, the cardinals chant, "Veni Creator Spiritus," "Come, Creator Spirit." This ancient hymn, dating back to the 9th century, is more than music. It is a plea for divine guidance. In that moment, the Church reminds itself, the Pope is not chosen by politics or power, but by the movement of the Spirit. Of course, the process involves human deliberation, personality, and opinion. But this invocation is a public and communal act of surrender. It says, "We do not elect for ourselves, we listen for God's will." The solemnity of the chant, rising into Michelangelo's painted vault, creates a timeless moment. The sound of Latin filling the air, the fresco of the Last Judgment looking down, the red-robed cardinals standing in unity. It is awe-inspiring. And in this moment, centuries of Catholic tradition whisper their guidance. Number 4. The paper ballot ceremony. Each cardinal writes the name of his chosen candidate on a rectangular ballot, folding it twice. He then walks one by one to the altar beneath Michelangelo's Last Judgment, saying aloud, "I call as my witness Christ the Lord, who will be my judge, that I am voting for the one I believe should be elected." This is not a casual vote. It is a public act of conscience done under the gaze of God. The ballots are placed into a chalice-like urn, not a ballot box, because this is not politics, but liturgy. After the votes are cast, 3 scrutineers count them carefully. The ballots are pierced with a needle and sewn onto a thread to ensure none are missing or duplicated. This handmade process, humble and meticulous, contrasts sharply with modern electronic systems. It's slow but sacred, and it reminds us, holiness is never rushed. Number 3. The black and white smoke. The world watches for the signal. Black smoke means no pope has been elected. White smoke means habemus papam. We have a pope. But how is the smoke made? And why is it so central? After each voting session, the ballots are burned in a special stove within the Sistine Chapel. Chemicals are added. Black smoke results from damp straw or modern equivalents, while white smoke is produced using a mix of potassium, chlorate, lactose, and pine resin. This ancient ritual has become a global moment. Thousands stand in the square, and millions watch online. Yet it remains strangely primitive, colored smoke rising from a chimney. In this, the Church says something profound. Not everything sacred needs updating. Sometimes mystery is more powerful than modernity. Number 2, the Room of Tears. Once a new pope is elected and accepts the role, he is led out of the Sistine Chapel, alone, into a small room beside it called the Room of Tears. Why that name? Because history shows that many popes, upon realizing the weight of what they have accepted, have broken down in tears. It's the room where he changes into the white papal garments, where he first looks at himself as the Vicar of Christ. The room contains 3 sizes of white cassock, S, ML, shoes, and a white zucchetto. There is a crucifix on the wall, a kneeler, and often silence. What happens in this room is known only to the man who walks in as a cardinal and walks out as pope. It is the final veil before the world sees him anew. Number 1, the announcement and the first blessing. Finally, the cardinal proto-deacon steps onto the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and proclaims the famous words, Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum, habemus papam. I announce to you a great joy. We have a pope. The new pope then appears, often visibly shaken, and offers his first blessing, urbi et orbi, to the city and to the world. But here's what few realize. This moment is prepared in total secrecy. The name is not rehearsed, the robe is not fitted beforehand, and no speech is written. It is spontaneous, raw, and sacred. That first blessing carries immense weight. Even those who don't know Latin or aren't Catholic often weep. It is the Church saying, we are not lost. The shepherd has returned. And the man who stood in silence just minutes ago now stands as the voice of Christ's mercy. The conclave is not just a vote, it is a spiritual drama that unfolds in sacred stillness. Behind those locked doors are not just ballots and rituals, but mysteries that span centuries. These 7 moments remind us that the Catholic Church, in her most solemn hour, chooses silence over spectacle, mystery over modernity, and discernment over debate. Which of these conclave mysteries moved you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more sacred stories from the heart of the Church.